Travel consideration provided by...
At Domino's, we're on a mission to make sure our customers can always get hot pizza, even when the weather is not so hot. That's why we're plowing unplowed roads across the country, like this road, and this road, and Judy's road. Thanks. You're welcome, Judy. Nominate your town for plowing assistance at plowingforpizza.com so you can carry out 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas for $6.99 each from Domino's, no matter the weather.
Tomorrow on ET, we're in London with Jason Momoa talking Aquaman's return and possible end.
They're not looking too good.
You know Yahya's in this movie too.
Who?
Just saying.
Yeah.
Look,
She's all excited about Yahya.
Congratulations to Barbara Streisand.
Happening now. The holidays are coming, but so is the cold. So how is CPS Energy making sure your lights and heat stay on?
A Bexar County judge appoints a new attorney to represent a woman who's accused of neglecting her 6-year-old daughter. She says the original defense attorney failed to do the job correctly. Coming up, we caught up with that attorney moments after he was leaving the courtroom.
Today's clouds eventually leading to some more dampness and some areas of rain. I'll be back to talk about how long that'll last and how much rain we could get in just a bit. The News at 5 starts right now.
San Antonio police officers charged with murder. First at 5:03, San Antonio police officers in total charged in connection to the shooting death of a woman in her apartment last June. 2 of them facing murder charges. The body camera footage for that night was perhaps the biggest piece of evidence in this case. Our Patty Santos at a news conference. It began about an hour ago. Patty, the district attorney explaining these charges. How did he describe this incident?
Yeah, he said this is extremely rare that law enforcement officers would be charged with murder while conducting their job. Here's what we know. 2 of those former officers were indicted with murder. They are Alfred Flores and Eleazar Alejandro. Nathaniel Villalobos is looking at an indictment of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And my understanding is it's because the 2 fatal bullets that struck Perez came from those 2 officers, from the weapons of the officers Flores and Alejandro. Now, the indictment was part of an internal investigation by the Bexar County District Attorney's Office Civil Rights Division. The investigation was handed over to the grand jury who returned these indictments. We know tonight that Melissa Perez's family got the news just hours ago, and right now they are still trying to process the news of these indictments. That's what we have right now. We'll have more from the district attorney coming up tonight at 6.
Patty Santos live from the courthouse. Thank you, Patty. And video from the body cameras worn by those now indicted officers at the center of this case. You saw part of it in Patty's story. It shows what happened that night in the moments before the officers shot and killed Melissa Perez. Myra Arthur joins us here in the studio to walk through that footage. Myra, this encounter began when the woman was outside with her dog that night.
And it ended when Melissa Perez was shot and killed while she was inside, but the officers were firing from outside of her apartment, all while they were called there because she was having a mental health crisis. Someone called saying that she was cutting the wires to the fire alarm system of that complex. So let's walk through what this video shows. This was recorded June 23rd around 2 a.m. Officer approached Melissa Perez in that parking lot while she was outside with her dog. At some point, you hear an officer say, "Hey, lady, get over here." He then runs after her. She goes into that apartment. The officer hops over a railing to her first floor patio. He then tears off a screen of that open window. Perez was yelling and holding a hammer at this time. She threw that hammer toward the officers, broke a window, and it was after that that the officers opened fire. Now, we have frozen that video at this point so as not to show the moments that Melissa Perez was shot and killed by those officers. And these officers, Steve, as you know, they were fired fast. This happened around 2 a.m. on Friday morning. We got word that night, Friday night, that they had been let go, fired from the department. Less than 24 hours later, the police chief said the use of force in this case, at that time he told us it was not reasonable.
Yeah. Thank you, Myra. I think he said something about them not following training.
Not following
protocol.
Training they'd received in protocol.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we just got a memo and actually a statement from the San Antonio Police Officers Association. Thank you, Myra, for that report. We'll see at 6. It says basically that we anticipate a comprehensive and fair judicial process. That is from the San Antonio Police Officers Association that represents those officers who have been charged tonight. We'll continue to follow this story, have more coming up at 6, but let's move on now and talk about the winter and our power. Will it stay on? We're nearly 3 years past the February freeze of 2021 that ground the city and the state to a halt. With that in mind, CPS Energy held a briefing this morning to say that it was ready for winter. Our Garrett Berger asked the leader of CPS why he should be believed.
When cold winds blow in, CPS Energy says it's prepared to push power out. Utility officials say plants have been prepped for the winter, and they've got more generation ability available than they expect to need.
In short, the plants are ready.
On the other side, it's also trying to entice people to join a voluntary program where CPS can remotely adjust eligible smart thermostats when they need to conserve power. Though they say you can override it.
We'll give you an $85 credit and then a $20 credit for participating in our winter program and then a $30 credit for the summer program.
But if there's a wider power shortage on the Texas grid, CPS says rolling outages should be more regular and manageable than what many saw in the 2021 freeze.
Customers should see 15 minutes off and then hours on, depending upon how much load the ERCOT's asking us to give them.
But that freeze is still at the forefront of many people's minds whenever they think of winter and CPS Energy. So we ask, why should you believe the utility now?
The proof's in the pudding, right? I mean, we got to earn their trust as we get through every season. But, we have not had an event since Winter Storm Uri. And, our track record has to, factor in.
We'll see how this winter affects that record. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Gray and fairly dreary out there today. A few sprinkles here and there, not really adding up to much, however. 51 degrees our morning low, made it up to 61 this afternoon. Depends on where you are, though. Del Rio, 54. Leon Springs, 54 degrees. But Pat and Maria, Floresville, 67. Mico, 55. There's a little bit more sunshine east of San Antonio. We'll take a closer look at that and its impact on temperatures in a bit. But I want to talk about the rain. Right now, the real rain is off in the panhandle of Texas and even in Oklahoma. And notice the blue there? It's a bit of snow and wintry mix on the backside, on the colder side of the system. That's where the bulk of the moisture is. I do think it will be impacting us tomorrow, but not exactly adding up to a whole lot. We'll get into those details, time it out for you, let you know how much rain we could see and what the weekend has in store on the backside of the system in just a bit.
Sounds good. Thank you, Adam. A deadly face-off between a landlord and a tenant this morning north of downtown. San Antonio police say a dispute escalated. Guns were drawn. It ended with one man being shot in the head. Officers were called onto a housing building in the 1000 block of West Wesash Avenue, close to West Magnolia and I-10 about 9 a.m. We're told the landlord and a tenant were outside that building arguing. Police say during that argument, both men pulled out guns. Investigators say the landlord ended up shooting the tenant several times. One of those shots hitting him in the head. He was taken to the hospital but died. No one else hurt. It's not clear what charges, if any, that landlord will face.
This court has lost its confidence that Mr. Smith can take this case any further.
Days after declaring a mistrial, a Bexar County judge appointed a new attorney to represent a woman accused of child neglect. She says the woman's now former defense attorney failed to properly prepare to try that case. Our Daniela Ibarra caught up with him moments after the judge pulled him off that case.
A waste of time and resources.
Mr. Smith, you are discharged from this case. I'm appointing Ms. Monica Guerrero to your case.
The judge pulled 36-year-old Jennifer Marie Delgado's longtime defense attorney from representing her. Delgado is accused of starving her daughter, who police say weighed just 19 pounds when she was 6 years old. She was on trial this week until the judge declared a mistrial. Delgado's defense attorney, Paul Smith, claimed the state never gave him any of the victim's medical records.
We found out, Mr. Smith, that in fact was not true, and that instead the state had given those medical records of the complaining witness to you over a year ago, and you had not reviewed those records.
The judge just said that you failed to look at the documents for this case. Is there anything you'd like to say?
between dinner talking in court the other day. I suggest you read the record.
In the hearing, the judge says Smith was even given money by the court to hire experts to try and defend Delgado. A source tells us it did not get used.
Based on Mr. Smith's inability to assure this court that your rights are being protected through the effective assistance of counsel, this court has lost its confidence that Mr. Smith can take this case any further.
The judge says Smith admitted to the colossal mistake.
You did tell this court, I wrote it down, you'd rather fall on your sword than have an innocent person go to jail.
Delgado's case is set to be retried in early 2024, and the judge did appoint a new attorney, Monica Guerrero, who is a former judge. Reporting in San Antonio, Danielle Ibarra, KSAT 12 News.
A San Antonio mother fighting to get water bead toys off store shelves finally seeing action. Amazon, Walmart, and Target say they will stop selling them. As 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz reports, that move comes as new testing reveals potentially toxic ingredients added to the toy's danger. Something mom Ashley Hagen has been saying for years now.
Amazon has said that they are going to stop selling water beads.
Kipley Haugen is only 7, but she understands this is a big deal.
I think that this definitely sets a precedent for corporate responsibility when it comes to child safety.
Ashley Haugen is mom turned activist since Kipley swallowed water beads as a baby and got very sick. These are water beads. They start out tiny, but they are super absorbent. When a child swallows them, the beads grow and grow inside their body. That can cause vomiting, block intestines, threaten lives. They've been linked to 7,800 ER visits nationwide.
And now this, the Consumer Product Safety Commission and Consumer Reports did extensive testing on some squishy toys and found toxic chemicals.
Tests have found chemicals like acrylamide, which is a likely carcinogen that is also toxic to the brain, and BPA, which has been linked to certain cancers and fertility issues.
But many packages are labeled non-toxic, a term, as it turns out, is underregulated.
I do feel vindicated because I have been talking about this for a really long time.
Haugen says after Kipley ingested water beads, she was diagnosed with toxic brain encephalopathy caused by acrylamide poisoning.
For her, it's meant that she's needed some extra help when it comes to school, and she needed a lot of therapy when she was younger.
Haugen and other safety advocates aren't done. They're working to ban water beads as toys to get them out of all stores and the hands of curious children.
They weren't designed to be toys, and they never should have been marketed and sold to children as toys in the first place.
Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
A mother standing up for what's right in her daughter's name. All right, let's go to traffic right now. This is 281 at the Quarry. We are looking towards downtown here, and you can see the southbound lanes of 281 very slow going. It just kind of backs up here sometimes. We don't know of any major accidents as you head towards downtown. But again, this is the Quarry, 281 looking towards downtown, and you can see big backup. Also a lot of traffic going northbound, but no major tie-ups to tell you about. And could members of the United States military be seeing a pay raise? Why a lot of people in Military City, USA will be smiling soon.
This SA Salute holiday greeting is brought to you by Blue Skies of Texas.
Hello everyone from Blue Skies of Texas at Air Force Village. Merry Christmas to all the amazing personnel in our armed forces. As veterans who now call San Antonio home, we wish you a very healthy, happy, and safe Merry Christmas and a wonderful holiday season. God bless you all. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Here's a look at what we're working on for the news at 6. A drastic change in mental health care coming to the Uvalde community after a recommendation by the district attorney not to renew the contract for the organization running their resiliency center. Coming up at 6, the organization says they were never told about the decision made about their contract. We get to the bottom of this. And at the Justice Center, a man charged with capital murder got a plea deal on a lesser charge. His co-defendant had his charges dismissed altogether. Inside the courtroom for the victims' families' reaction. All that and more comes your way at 6 o'clock. Thousands of military men and women will get bigger paychecks next year after the House passed the National Defense Authorization Act. It includes the largest pay bump for America's military members in more than 2 decades. However, some previous key provisions were taken out, and a key battle over war aid for Ukraine and Israel expected to go unresolved until next year. Laura Aguirre has more on today's vote.
House lawmakers approved the annual renewal of the National Defense Authorization Act. Already passed by the Senate, it has a price tag tipping just past $886 billion.
There are men and women on the front lines across this nation and across the world who are doing the work of this nation.
The bill includes the military's biggest pay raise in more than 20 years, over 5%. It also gives many members additional pay allowances to help with off-base housing and meeting monthly expenses, a move that could boost lagging recruitment numbers.
Of the 5 Defense Department service branches, only 2, the Marine Corps and Space Force, met their active duty enlistment recruitment goals for the fiscal year 2023. In the midst of this recruiting crisis, it makes 0 sense to artificially limit the reach of our military recruitment advertisements.
Controversial provisions related to abortion services and transgender health care for service members were left out, despite being included in a House defense bill that passed this summer. The bill extends current aid for Ukraine through the end of 2026, but funding for a separate $105 billion national security package covering both Ukraine and Israel aid remains mired in bipartisan contention.
I'm very disappointed that we are breaking for the holidays without additional Ukraine funding, without additional Israel funding, without additional humanitarian funding.
The NDAA now goes to President Joe Biden's desk to be signed into law. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Go outside right now with live cam, 61 degrees. I think you were going to say gray and dreary earlier, and you almost said greary.
Greary.
Yeah, maybe that's a new thing we should call it, greary or dre.
I like it. Dre. Sounds hip.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's not us.
Not us. I'm going to stick with Greary here, if you don't mind. Very dreary out there today. Hard to get motivated on these cloudy days where there is a little bit of dampness periodically. Take a look at our authority radar and you'll see what I mean. Notice the very faint radar echoes just west and south of San Antonio. We're talking Atascosa County and even west into Medina County along Highway 90. Locally in San Antonio, on the far west side, even Alamo Ranch area, you see just a little bit of that light green, your Taft High School. That's some of the sprinkle action that really shouldn't get in the way of the evening commute. As I showed you earlier, most of the rain is in the panhandle of Texas, stretching into Oklahoma and even southern Nebraska. This is where we got 1 to 2 inches of rain yesterday, and they're getting hit again. And also on the cold side of it here, check from Guymon, Oklahoma southward, just north of Amarillo, that blue, that indicates snowfall on the cold side of this system. And this is part of the big upper level trough that's headed eastward, and it's going to swing a weak cold front through our neck of the woods midday tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I think it's just mainly going to be damp, kind of like what we had a few days ago. Drizzle, some sprinkles, a few brief showers here and there. Futurecast indicating, supporting that thought, I should say. Some of those spotty light showers and then mixed in will be the areas of drizzle and misty kind of weather. So road spray, wet roadways, some reduced visibility at times. And then we get closer to the noon hour and a few localized thunderstorms could pop up. Non-severe thunderstorms is what we're talking about into the afternoon. But the activity is going to become more localized as we progress through the day, and then we'll clear out by tomorrow evening. Unfortunately, we're not looking at much in terms of accumulations tomorrow. Most of us, 1 to 2/10 of an inch. Where we see some of the downpours pop up, we could have some higher accumulations closer to 1/2 inch, kind of like what we had the other day. So dampness, but not a whole lot to show for it. Not a drought buster for sure. 61 right now, dew point of 51 degrees. A little difference in temperatures because where we have sun off to the east, we're near 70. Victoria 68, Gonzales 69, but under the thicker clouds along the Rio Grande, only in the 50s. By 10 o'clock, 59 degrees. Midnight, Low clouds, 58. The drizzle and sprinkles start to develop. It'll affect the morning commute. Rain chances then fall off a bit closer to sunset tomorrow evening. High temperatures tomorrow. Not quite as cool, actually. We'll be in the 60s, mid 60s for most of us for high temperatures. Then this weekend, behind this whole system, a little breezy Saturday, still mid 60s. And Sunday, sunny and 68. Pleasant, just some cool mornings.
All right, thank you, Adam. You know, the Spurs during this losing streak, they have the capability to kind of rally in the fourth quarter and try to make games close. They just can't get over that hump, Larry.
They just can't. Last night they came so close to getting over the hump against the LA Lakers. I'll tell you one of the positives last night, Wemby had another double-double, and the Judson Rockets yesterday celebrating some student athletes going on to the next level. Coming up. Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs lost their 18th straight game last night, 122-119 to the LA Lakers. And Wemby was the star for the Spurs with his 30 points, 13 rebounds, 6 block shots, 3 steals, and 2 assists. His 6th straight double-double and his 12th in 22 games played this season. He's putting up some crazy stats, which really don't mean much when you're losing.
I think it's going to look better when we win, you know. And but it's... You know, I'm trying to do everything I can for the team. I've been trying to focus on rebounding a lot more also, and, you know, being a more solid player for the team, you know, never being soft. But it's still a work in progress, you know, and to me, it has no value so far.
Lakers center Anthony Davis, who scored a game-high 37 points to go with 10 rebounds, was asked about facing Wemby for the first time in his career.
I mean, obviously, he's extremely talented, 3-level scorer, as we've seen tonight. Fun playing against him, obviously. You know, he's being talked about a lot. He showed why he's number 1 pick and leading candidate for Rookie of the Year tonight.
Spurs and Lakers will play ball again tomorrow night, 6:30 at the Frostbank Center. Yesterday at Judson High School, the Rockets held a mock signing for 4 student athletes ahead of National Signing Day on the 20th. They did this so the underclassmen could participate since school is out that day. Miles Davis will go and play football for Texas A&M. His teammate Michael Woods will take his skills to Stephen F. Austin. Alyssa Ibanez will play soccer at TLU. And Marissa Montoya will join the softball team at Lamar State College, Port Arthur.
I want to say thank you for recruiting me and just helping me be a better player.
I feel pretty nervous but excited at the same time. But I'm really happy to see where this journey takes me.
I feel real good. You know, I worked so hard all my life. You know, this is just the next chapter in life, and I can't wait to get there in the spring and start balling out.
Why I chose A&M is really where my heart was. I mean, I believe in what we got going on at the program and being able to turn things around, so I'm just trusting in that and God.
Mike Elko, coach of the Aggies, getting a good young man right there.
Yeah, so you could say Judson's really a launching pad for these now almost former Rockets.
All right, maybe we should go to break.
Yeah, I think we should. We'll be right back.
So tomorrow, damp, especially for the first half of the day, and then some isolated non-severe storms in the afternoon. Not much to show for it. Then sunny this weekend. We'll talk about the neat asperatus clouds at 6.
Thanks, Adam. World News up next. See you at 6.